Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Swatchosaurus YouTube channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Abby. I use they, them pronouns, and I am coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, where I live, and I do all of my fiber crafty things. And particularly right now, I'm here to talk to you about Tour de Fleece because it's time to spin, people. All right, so for those who are unfamiliar, Tour de Fleece happens every year around the world at the same time as the Tour de France. So while those cyclists are out there spinning their wheels, pedaling, 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 we are at our wheels, making them spin as we treadle, treadle, treadle. And this year is no exception. This is actually my 1 year spiniversary. I'm really excited and proud of myself to have made it to this landmark and to be able to look back on what my yarns looked like at the beginning of my spinning journey all the way to now. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm holding my phone and I'm going to try to show you this at the same time. Look at this. This is my beginning yarn. This is where we started a year ago. Okay? And it was good. I'm very proud of it. And it got me to where I am today. But oh my goodness, it is so cool to see some of the yarns I've spun more recently, and even watching back the footage that you're about to see in today's video and just being like, damn, I really improved. And you don't always get that in life, right? That there isn't that super concrete, tangible one-to-one. This is how it started. This is how it's going, if you know what I mean. And so I'm just really relishing in the opportunity to look at that one-to-one comparison and be proud of myself. But all that to say, now on my second Tour de Fleece, here's what we're doing. We are taking on a sweater quantity combo spin. Again, for those who are not spinners or not in the know, when we talk about combo spins, it can mean a couple different things. It can mean anytime that you are mixing types of sheep breeds, types of wool, that can be a combo spin. It can be anytime you're mixing dyed fiber braids, so you're combining different colors. It can be both of those things at the same time. There's a lot of different options that constitute a combo spin. But what I'm talking about today is I'm bringing together 6 different colored braids from actually just 2 different types of sheep's wool. And I'm going to spin a sweater's quantity. And I'm going to show you that beginning stages of my fiber prep, the beginning stages of spinning, and the beginning stages of plying today in the video. It's going to be a time where you can just grab a project and spin along with me, go through the process with me. I think it's going to be really fun. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what was inspiring me to do this and how I got here, because I think there was definitely a time in the last year when I was just spinning one braid at a time going, there's no way. And I do this to myself all the time. So if you've watched the channel before, you've probably heard me say this. It's not for me. I'm not going to be a sweaters quantity spin kind of spinner. I don't know. But then here we are. Listen, I eat my words all the time on this channel. You know it. I know it. And yeah, I just got the idea. I was like, I'm going to take on a whole sweaters quantity of a combo spin. We're going to mix braids together. My original goal was to completely use braids from stash. I ended up only using 1 braid from stash for this project just because the colors that came up really spoke to me. Different yarn dyers made really, really good fiber braids this summer. And I was like, I gotta do it. This is the direction that my art is calling me. I'm getting inspired. And so I was able to just kind of follow my bliss and my whimsy in that way. So I was really inspired by the YouTube channel What I Knit. That creator did a similar kind of thing, a sweaters quantity combo spin to make into a cardigan last year for Tour de Fleece. And I watched the videos last year during Tour de Fleece, and again, had just started spinning. And so I was like, maybe one day, but probably not. And now a year later, here we are. And yeah, I just got really inspired by her project, and like throughout the year she posted updates on like here's where I am with knitting the sweater now, and like here's the finished object. And I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted like something fun and bright and colorful, to beat back fascism and to just bring some positive, good, bright, deliciously colored vibes into my wardrobe. And yeah, so that's part one of my inspiration. And part two is, as many of you know, and if you haven't been on my Instagram, my sweet, sweet little baby gravy cat, Frankenstein, passed away in early June of this year. And I've been taking it really, really hard. Like our cat Jack just passed away in September also of last year. So it's not even been a year, and both of our gray cats have passed away. And it's just not been easy. And there is a creator, Saskie and Co., who wrote a whole book dedicated to her soul bun Saskatchewan. And I've just been very inspired by that because that book also explores pet grief, which is a really unique facet of grief. And, talks about like, right, trying to like memorialize and honor and just like work through your grief through like knitting projects with them in mind or dedicated to them. And like, I think that was something that has also been really inspiring to me. I bought the book and will definitely be knitting patterns from there because they all have like motifs. So she released a specific cat motif like pattern set as well. So anyway, I was really inspired by that. And so this year my spin is going to be dedicated to little Frankie because yeah, he was just my best fiber friend ever. He was just so involved in every single step of my process. And I think it's been really hard to try to do pieces of my craft without him. And it's really hard because when I'm sad, Frankie was something like somebody that I would go to like feel better, feel grounded, de-stress. And I would also go to fibercraft. And now when Frankie is gone and the fact that he's gone comes up every time I do something in, knitting, spinning, whatever, that he was like super involved in, that also gets really hard. And so it's like, okay, what can I do in this moment to just like hold space for my grief, to feel my feelings, to do what I've got to do? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. I've been having a really, really hard time with it. And I think this will help. It won't fix it. It won't make it not absolutely suck ass. But like in a small, small way, doing this and dedicating it to him will help. At least that is what I am trusting the process on. So, to come kind of stepping back from that heavy space, I am doing a combo spin. I want to show you all of the process with it. And I want to dive in and get you caught up to speed on how excited I've been about what I've been up to. So let's fucking go! Ta-da! Here they are, the 6 braids I'm spinning this year for my combo spin. First up, by Yarn Jam, the colorway Shocking on 100% Shanico. Next up, we have these 2 braids from Yarn Jam also in the colorway Just Breathe, which is the 2026 Tour de Fleece special colorway. And then from Witchfire Fibers, we have the colorways Sunnies and Floats on Rambouillet. This colorway is really cool. I want to get a braid and spin it just by itself. Oh, it's so good. Look at it. And then another one from Yarn Jam, another winner. We have Olive Branch on Shanico. So, right, we have this Shanico Rambouillet blend going on. The last braid is also Rambouillet. It's from Nest Fiber Co. and it's called Making Spirits Bright. And it's from 2022, but it's still good. Amazing. So, the advice that I got when I was putting all of this together was that I really needed just one color to like bridge each braid to each other braid. So it's not that I even have like a through color through all of them. Obviously, one is just olive green and one of them is just bright pink. But I think if you look at them, you can kind of find that touch point in each one, and each one does have at least one touch point, which was my cue that all of these were going to end up okay and we're going to hang together. But it is a very like it is a mix of super bright in your face colors and then like more earthy, moody colors as well. And I'm obsessed with it. I'm really glad that I just went for it. I mean, I didn't just go for it. I asked many people to be like, this makes sense, right? You're seeing what I'm seeing. And in fact, many of you gave me the positive reinforcement that I needed. And thank you for that because I'm really excited. And I'm really excited that it can center on the two braids of the Just Breathe 2026 Tour de Fleece exclusive colorway, just because I think that's really beautiful. I think it really is going to hold the piece together really well as like a cohesive yarn throughout, even though it's going to look chaotic, it's going to look random, it's going to look fun, very me. And yeah. So what I'm doing right here is I'm just opening up every single braid into the long strips of fiber that I'm going to be able to then break up even more and spin. And this is all part of the prep that goes into getting things ready. Even though I'm buying commercially processed top, it's all been, it's been processed, it's ready to go. I'm not scouring a fleece this year or anything like that. It still takes quite a bit of prep to like get this project ready to then quote unquote just spin it. And so I wanted to show that process, and I also wanted to show you how I'm putting all these colors together. So now what you see me doing is I'm breaking each braid into for the sleeve quantity. So 1/4 of each braid has been devoted to sleeve yarn. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But basically, now I'm breaking those braids down even more into thinner strips and wrapping them up into teeny, teeny, tiny little nests.
Hey there, what you drinking? 2 shots, let's pour it out. I know what you're thinking, but tomorrow won't come for us. This life that we're living, ain't never gonna give it up. Double shot for the gifted, and one more for us. There you go, drink it up. All this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Don't look at the past, no, we're not going that way. Oh, now make it last, make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up, all this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
And this is the work right here. I keep breaking down these braids into tiny little nests and balling them up. And what I have at the end is a collection of deliciously looking little nests that are ready to spin or eat, depending on, what you're into. I think these look delicious. And here you can see in the purple is the sleeves and in the gray is the body yarn. So you can see that those are two different things. All right, let's get spinning. Just a bit of context for you non-spinners out there, what I'm working on right now is called a single. You spin the fiber into a single, and then you're going to eventually ply those singles into a stronger yarn. Technically, you can also just have a single as a yarn. It's called singles yarn. But as you add more plies, the yarn gets stronger. And so I am going to be working on a 2-ply yarn for this project. So I'm going to take 2 of these bobbins and eventually ply them together. But I'll talk about that later. Enjoy. I don't know why. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. I don't mind pretending we don't see these signs. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. You and me dancing on the Gideon time. On the Gideon time. Try to unplug it, turn it back on. Try to unplug, but the feeling's gone. Walking the wild, walking the wild. You don't know why, you don't know why, you don't know why. Radio play in the cesspool stream. Oh, running down nightmares that used to be dreams. Walking the wild, walking the wild. And I don't know why. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. I don't mind pretending we don't see these signs. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. You and me dancing on a Gideon time. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. I don't mind pretending we don't see these signs. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. You and me dancing on a Gideon. As I'm watching this back, I am just really impressed by my bobbin management. That bobbin looks neat and tidy. That is not always the case when I'm spinning. Often my bobbins, they look rough and ready. I'll tell you that. But listen, it's all part of it. The having a clean, well-organized bobbin is not the most important thing. I mean, yeah, it does let you technically it lets you pack on more fiber and it just looks more organized. I guess I don't know. If there is a purpose to having a well-organized bobbin beyond just aesthetics, let me know in the comments. But from my perspective, it hasn't made a lick of difference. So I'm just like, hey, it happened. That's great. Go me. Hi, it's Friday, July 10th. And so tomorrow, Saturday, the 11th, will actually be like the 1 week, but I'm ready to check in now. So I'm going to tell you about it because I've been spinning. What's amazing about Tour de Fleece is it really is an invitation to set all other priorities aside and just focus on one thing. which my hyperfixation brain really, really loves. And I've been taking it very seriously. I've been spinning like on and off all day, every day, where I can. I was traveling over the weekend, and so like I was knitting in the car, but then like spinning at the hotel we stayed at, or at my mother-in-law's house, or when I got home. But then during this week, I've just been like, after work, immediately plop down and spin until I go to bed. You know, take a break for dinner, take a break when my hands just need a rest. But otherwise, I have just been a spinning machine. And not that productivity is the goal, but I'm trying to convey that like I am having a great time. And because of that, I'm able to just like stay in the project for long periods of time. And I attribute that to like the idea in whole of the finished product, like seeing what the yarn is going to look like and picturing what the sweater is going to look like that I'm going to be making. But then I also think a lot of it is to do with the like color changing within some of the braids themselves and within the little nest slits that I'm picking up. So each one is an invitation to like get excited about spinning up this one, or oh, look at the color changes on this strip, or oh, here we go again, like we're going to double up on this one. So that has been really, really engaging. And Cam has been having a lot of fun, like reaching into the bowl and picking out a nestlet for me to spin next, which is good because I worry that I'm going to cheat. It's just something that my brain says to me. It's not rational. There is no cheating in this, but it's one of those things where, you know, if I pick out the wrong color or the color that I didn't want to pick out, would I just switch it back for one that I do want? And if I do, who cares? Who is this imaginary cop in my brain who is like, we're going to care about this. We know that this wasn't truly random. It's like, we're not doing a scientific study right now. Like randomization is not an attribute beyond just having someone pick a nestlet out of the bucket and spin it. So yeah, I wanted to share with you what I have been doing because, as you can see here in my lovely basket, I have been quite busy. So I have been spinning all of this on Florence or Flow, my Daedalus Dove. And I've been doing that purely because this wheel has a larger bobbin capacity than my Ashford traditional Dottie. And there's a project on Dottie right now that is just lingering because I 100% just want to spin this sweater spin project. And I'll get back to it eventually. After Tour de Fleece, maybe I'll come back to it. Or if I finish this early, I could get to spin something else. Anyway, not important because that's not even what I was trying to start telling you. And so, right, I sectioned off that huge section of yarn. So 2/3 of my total fiber stash is going to be spun up into the body yarn. And we have 5 out of 6 bobbins full. I only have 6 bobbins total. So because I have 5 bobbins full, that means I have to ply some of these off their bobbins so that I don't, because if I have 6 bobbins that are full, I have nowhere to ply them onto, right? And so I have to ply some of these. And so I wanted to check in with you before I start plying. Friday, ply day, am I right? And I wanted to talk to you about some of my good math when I was doing this. Because, okay, take a look at this. Check out these super official bobbin labels. This is number 2 and number 4. So bobbins 1 and 2. Let me find number 1. Where's number 1? Of course, the last one I pull. Okay, so bobbins 1 and 2 look like this, and you can see, right, all the colors are in there. It's just when the last one you put on is a solid pink color, it just looks like the whole thing is solid pink. It's not though. Secrets, surprises. These two, I ended up putting like 97 grams on each one because my brain was like, all right, these can hold 8 ounces of fiber. So I can put up to 4 ounces of fiber, which is about 112, 110 grams onto each bobbin and still have a way to ply them together. The problem with that logic dear viewer, is that if I do that, but I don't have an even number of grams in my total fiber stash, you're going to end up with a couple of these that are this big, and then a couple that are like teeny, teeny, tiny, because I'm going to have like a non-even number of these are both 97 grams, right? So like I did not pre-divide my total body into an even number of bobbins until I got past 1 and 2. Then I got wise. So then what I did was I divided up the remaining amount of fiber into 4, so that when I applied them together, 2 would go together and 2 would go together. You would end up with 2 skeins. And that number was around 67 grams each. So you can see these later bobbins are much smaller than these big boys. And like, that's okay. It's going to be fine. But, you know, I got too excited. So I just went for it and didn't think about the math. Whatever. It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some of these off to get a bobbin free, because I still have one more bobbin to fill with body fiber. And so then I'll be able to apply all of these off if I want to, or I'll have bobbins free to start spinning the sleeves. And so it just depends on how I'm feeling. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not trying to rush it. I really want to do as much of the single spinning, right? These are the singles. And then when you apply them together, then they're applied. I want to do as much of the single spinning sequentially as I can, because I'm concerned about messing up my consistency. I have a really good sense of the consistency now. Not that these are perfectly consistent. These are going to be thick and thin. But on average, I think I'm hitting like a consistent spin between bobbins. There's going to be parts that are thicker. There's going to be parts that are thinner, but I don't want to get so far away from spinning the singles that I have to like try to get back into the flow of my drafting and all of that when I'm doing it. All of that to say, I think we're in a really good spot to go ply, but let me show you what's next. So once I finish, and I'll come back to this too, this won't be the only time you see this, don't you worry. So once I finish the body, I'm going to start spinning the sleeves. And the sleeves nestlets are really teeny tiny because we want the fiber repeats, the color repeats, to be smaller so that the striping on the sleeves, which are a smaller circumference than the body, are thinner. Because if you take the same yarn that you're doing on the body and you're having stripes that are like this big because it has to go all the way around your body, and then you put that on the sleeve, you're going to end up with huge color bands. And that's not bad. Like, it's just not what I'm going for. And so I'm taking all these delicious little nuggets and I'm going to spin them up into sleeves. And I'm going to get wise from what I did with the body and take this and just divide it evenly first, probably into, depends on the weight. I think it's going to be around 4 bobbins of singles for the sleeves, because I think, if I remember correctly, it's around 200 and some change grams that I have sectioned off in here for the sleeves. Whew. Okay, that's a lot to say. Let's get to plying. I want to get into it. I'm going to go ahead and take both of these beautiful bobbins and ply them together so that these 2 yarns that I spun up very chaotically, very randomly, are going to come together into our final yarn. And before you even see it, I'm going to let you know, I will once again have crushed it in the bobbin management department. It is aesthetically pleasing. It is well organized. It is not lumpy. It is not all over the place. It is methodical. It is progressively like one piece, then another piece, then another piece, stacked really nicely together. It's very satisfying to do. It takes a lot of effort. It's very fiddly. So it's not fun to do it necessarily. But again, with all of the color changes, I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, we're changing colors. Great. Make sure we're moving the bobbin. Check in on the bobbin. How are we doing? Move it again. Boom, move it again. So that part helps it be a little less fiddly. But again, I'm just pleased with myself. You won't always see this from me. Don't expect this from me. This is not the norm. This is not the standard. But it is super cool.
Golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Hey, I'm never the same. Whenever you're calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
All right, y'all. I think that is it for me on this video. I'm definitely going to make another Tour de Fleece video where I go over my final yarns. I show you everything that I've made from these plies, talk to you about the yarn weight, the yardage, maybe even throw in some pattern ideas that I've been thinking about. So you'll definitely want to come back and check in with me later towards the end of Tour de Fleece so I can show you my victory yarns. Boop, 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 boop. But until then, I want to wish you happy spinning. I want to invite you to check out some of the other videos on the Swatchosaurus YouTube channel that I have posted. Maybe a like or a comment, subscription, whatever tickles your fancy. And I will see you next time. All right, bye. But oh my god. Okay, so Jed just like tried to jump up onto a cat tree that we had to bring inside off of the back porch, because there were people out there working or something, and he didn't quite make it. Kind of ate shit on that one, Jed. I love you so much, buddy. Yes, I do. Do you want to say hi? And now he's up on the table with my knits because he said, I will not have a failure on my record. I will have a victory. Good job, buddy. Proud of you. Everyone's got wins here on the Swatchosaurus YouTube channel this Tour de Fleece. Put your win in the comments. And I say that a little silly, but like honestly, let's celebrate each other. We need to lift each other up right now. I don't know, we just do. So go ahead and put something that you're proud of recently in the last year, in the last couple months. Maybe you also tried to jump up on a cat tree that was moved from outside your porch and you didn't quite make it, but then you tried the table instead and had a win. And that like is legitimately worth celebrating.